suffering. The look in their eyes. The look in their eyes. The light leaving them. Their fear. Frozen. Forever.
So yeah, I am highly surprised by season 2's Them. Now, I didn't realize Them was supposed to be like an anthology thingy. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly, because sometimes my mouth be going way faster than my motherfucking brain. Anyway, Them season 2, The Scare. I didn't even know there was a season 2. And then if I thought it was a season 2, I definitely did not think it would turn out to be what I watched this weekend. Then I stumbled upon season 2's Them. And so I'm looking, he's already got it watched. Cool. I go back to episode 1. There's about 8 episodes, I believe. Around 35 minutes to 44 minutes an episode each. I started from episode 1, season 2. I was instantly locked in. Now, my favorite parts definitely were not with the detective, because every time I seen the detective, which was the black woman, which I love to see, every time they put the camera on her, her face was always scrunched up in like a what the fuck type of way. Every single scene, I'm like, I wonder what face she gonna make next, because literally she was like, I'm like. So Miss Mott is when we see her all twisted up and stuffed under the sink. And I'm like, well, I instantly know this is not necessarily a serial killer like a human. This is some type of entity. So then I'm like, okay, we're going into entity territory. It's giving us some type of demon, whatever, running around. Then we get into the middle of the season. I'm like, yo, that's her twin brother. And then I'm like, well, wait, if he's adopted, because I was highly confused when he went to that white family side with they were having some little rich people shit. I don't fucking know what that was. And it was a bunch of them. And I'm like, huh? Is he just going crazy? And he going to maybe the motivational person that he was listening to over the tapes. Maybe he just loved him so much that he's going and calling him dad. But then we realized, oh no, wait. Look at the mom with a black fucking baby. Now we know our main character, give him a Grammy, our main fucking character, he was adopted by a white family who, at the age of 12, they decided to say fuck it and ship him back to where he came from. So he's traumatized. Now you see this family that threw you away got a whole nother baby. On top of that, he's black American. So we already see there's some type of weird thing going on where we're going to adopt these black boys specifically. And then, at this age, we're going to kick him out. Now, I don't know if our main character, right now, I do not know the names off the top of my head. I just decided to go off the cuff with this one because I was thoroughly impressed. The crazy dude, which I said give a Grammy to, he ends up finding out that the detective is his sister, twin sister at that. She ends up finding that she's adopted, and she's pissed off at the mom. And I'm like, why you pissed off at the mom when she saved your life? You could be as fucked up as your twin brother here because he's fucking loco. it was a lot of things going on, and honestly, I was so tuned in to the show. I stopped on the very beginning of episode 8, which was the last episode. I did not get to watch it because I was over at my family's house. They got Amazon Prime, and I just stopped fucking paying for Amazon Prime, so I don't have it anymore. So I'm gonna have to do one of two things: keep searching for where I can find this episode 8, or just fucking pay for Amazon Prime and then cancel it because I don't want Amazon Prime. Whatever. This show, just to see the bare bit of whatever episode 8 had left to give out, I want to see, and I probably will go out of my way just to get Amazon Prime again, just so I can watch it and conclude this, because this surprised me, and I was very happy to see that we were getting a killer or an entity that was black. You know, that wasn't necessarily a slave ghost or a slave spirit, you know, something like that. No, we're seeing a black man who is traumatized in a different way than street shit. Usually we see a black man when they're traumatized in a way, it's a lot of gang shit, street shit, you know, stuff like that. But now we're seeing a black man in the 90s dealing with his mental being so fucked up, his trauma, his emotions being so fucked up, and all he wants is to be wanted and loved. But he got kicked out from the white folks at 12, and then apparently the mom that took care of the twin sister, which was the detective, had both of the twins, but sent the son back and kept the daughter detective. So it's like, wow, you split us up and put me back out there. And obviously, Miss Mott was a handful. So again, we are dealing with more mental issues and trauma and things that are not being healed. So apparently, Miss Mott, and I don't know how I know only her name. I don't know. But she was a foster parent, I take it, and she was having all these kids, but she wasn't necessarily treating them, the best that she could, treating them well, which is where both twins, boy and girl, the detective and the killer, both stayed together. And then at a certain point, they got split up. The detective, which was the girl twin, she ended up having a bomb-ass life, or for the most part, a life that she worked hard for and was satisfied with. And then we had the son twin, which ended up being the killer. He was always searching for something, and so then he decided to be an actor and try that, which we all know. And they were in Los Angeles, by the way. They definitely were in California, and they definitely gave us the vision for that, Hollywood and all. Even the grungy and dirty side, which we need to see more often, because honestly, a lot of times that's really what it is. Very underhanded. So he ended up killing all those people. Now, my thing is, he was dead 2 years ago. So now, are we in present but going back to see what was happening? Because now it seems like they're breaking it down into 3 different time frames, because they said, okay, he died 2 years ago. So, oh, duh. He's been dead this whole time. But then it makes me think, so was he really going to the auditions when that girl decided to come over his house or whatever, and he scared the fuck out of her? Was that in the same time that detective was in? Like, were we in different time zones or time frames back then? So it can be a bit confusing, but I definitely don't see too much of a fault in it. I feel like this last episode will hold the key to everything, and everything will be told as it, should be. Things will be put in place, or at least hopefully they will be. if anybody asks me would I prefer season 1 or season 2 of them, which I thought if they were making a season 2 of this Amazon show, it was going to be based off what was going on in season 1, right? It's totally and completely different. And I think this is why I love this so much more. I don't know. I think season 2 might... certain parts of it I don't really like, kind of piss me off. Like the things with the son, I'm like, okay, y'all making him to be so like can't stand up for himself, so timid, so shy, and so this, so that. It's like I don't know. For how the young man looks, I feel like for the character that they're trying to have him play, he doesn't look and appear like that would be the personality he would give off. I don't know. Maybe that's me. They're making him look very, very weak, maybe. And at this point, if we have this demon or whatever, my twin brother who's now a demon spirit and he's getting revenge and cut the fucking mom's head off, I'm like, really? My thing is, why would you go to the store? Why would you go to the toy store? That lady that she was working for, she pissed me off. That Asian lady who fired her over her telling her, yo, this is racist. This is how I feel this type of way, that type of way. And you gonna fire me off the cuff off of something like that? That definitely pissed me off. My thing was what was going on with the mom, Pam Grier, shout out to her, looking good, looking great. Why were they always trying to make her cut her hands off? What was the deal with that? So I'll probably go ahead and get Amazon Prime fucking again just so I can go and watch this all the way through and then get to episode 8, which I have not watched yet, and then go from there because I'm sure it'll tie up things, especially since I know where they're going with this. One little thing that I will say, I wish the bodies, after they get all crinkled up, I wish they didn't look so much like plastic, like toys or something. They look pretty fake. I think that would be my only negative thing I would have to say. We need to get Damien Leone to go in and put a little touch of realism on the bodies once they get crinkled up. But everything else has me like chef's kiss. I love it. I think it's really because of how big my heart is for the serial killer. And I know that sounds absolutely horrible, but when you see where he came from, as far as we first meet him at a Chuck E. Cheese type place, and he's bigging himself up to put on this pig head, which is a whole nother thing as well, to go out here and perform for these kids. And he goes out here and he does something different, and then he gets basically in trouble for it. And of course, it's a white man who's in this somewhat higher position, so he think he can tell him what to do, and he's, oh, you might kick a kid in the face and blah 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 blah, and called him Billy D and all that. And it's like, I felt the emotion that this actor is giving off, and I promise when I go back and do a second all the way run through and review of this show, I will have the actors' names and the characters that they play. But I just had to make this like a fucking appreciation post because these are black leads. And I did have an issue with how kind of shelled up they portrayed the black man, but I did appreciate how they built up this woman who was in her big thick ass fucking braids, and she still was looking fly. She had the belt buckle with matching the shoes and the little cute tops and stuff. It was very much so 90 professional detective. It was giving me New York Undercover, and it felt like some type of documentary almost, you know. But that dude, the main one of our main characters, the villain in this, the demented twin who really just needed, you know, to be taken care of how any child would want to be taken care of. He didn't get any of that, and this is what happened to him. This is exactly what happened to him. It's the Raggedy Andy look that he gives. It's like, okay, this is reminding me of Smile and Smile 2. I get it. I kind of like it. And this is actually kind of mirroring what season 1 of them was, with that I'm like the coon that was dressed up in the white paint and the black lips and all of that, him. So this made me excited, just as much as excited as I was when I watched and I just said it in my head, and then once I need to say it out loud, I can't fucking remember what it's called. Lovecraft Country. This made me that excited to where when I watched Lovecraft Country, I was like, wow, this is absolutely fucking amazing. This is cool. This is not necessarily horror. It's not, but it's so fucking sci-fi. It's so weird. It's so what the fuck. It's so giving you a story that you can dig into. And I appreciate it. I appreciate that we are seeing more Black American, Caribbean, African, all of that, being leads, especially when it comes to sci-fi and horror, because that's my genre. You know, we got the comedy, we got the action, we got the this, we got the that, but a lot of the times we don't really get a really decent Hollywood horror, Hollywood sci-fi type of deal. And this season, they are making me smile. I'm proud of them. Hopefully it's some Black writers in the room. I need to do a little bit more research too as who is writing this, because season 1 I feel like was written by a Caucasian individual, and a lot of Black people that is, did not appreciate that, because it was so far left with everything that we see and think of when it comes to a Black ghost, a Black spirit, Black scary things happening to Black people. And typically when we see that, it's slave type shit. It's always something about how the Black person is being put down because they Black. No. I'm talking about, give us a Black Scream, a Black Nightmare on Elm Street, Black situations. No, we don't want Black situations. We want regular situations that happen to Black people. As far as horror goes, sci-fi goes, we getting alien films with Black leads, Black characters, Black cast is what this is giving. And I'm saying, I hope that we have a lot more Black writers, Black creators in the room and making this show, and it's not all just whitewashed. So yeah, that's what I think about what my instant review of episodes 1 through 7 of season 2's them, the scare. So yeah. Later, y'all.